Hey, what's going on guys? I'm Silentcore and welcome back to my Red Dead series. Today we're going to be talking about the potential next role into Red Dead Online that Rockstar hinted as being the Lawman or a sheriff role. Basically in this video I'm going to be going over everything that we know so far. So most recently in July, Rockstar confirmed they are planning more big updates for both of their games, being GTA Online and Red Dead Online. Specifically in Red Dead Online, they said they're working on exciting new extensions and augmentations to an existing role. Now when I first read this, I actually thought that augmentation to the existing role would be to the collector role and would be a nerf that they do further on in the year. However, it turns out they did that nerf with the Naturalist DLC, so that kind of rules that one out. And I do believe that augmentation will be to the bounty hunter role and to the way the honor system works in the game, and also lead us on to a new role as a sheriff or a lawman. And the reason why I believe this is at the start of the year back in January, Rockstar said this: "As we have hinted at in the past, the world of Red Dead Online will continue to grow in 2020 as we expand the concept of frontier pursuits with additional roles, new missions, and many more significant updates to come." As you can see there, they have plans to add multiple roles this year. Obviously we've only had the Naturalist role so far, so that still leaves space for at least one more. Usually we have a gap of around at least 6 months between each major DLC into Red Dead Online. I don't think it would be out of the question to assume this one would be coming towards the end of the year, potentially as a winter update, given the current situation in the world right now. Rockstar do also have a separate update planned for Halloween this year in October, and I'll probably have a separate video going over that one soon. Now in this paragraph, Rockstar actually hyperlinked the words hinted at and basically gave us the biggest hint they could do without specifically saying it's the lawman role, and they hyperlinked an interview they did with VG247. And in this interview, Rockstar confirmed the two roles that they would love to add to the game. And guess what the first one was? Photography. Obviously photography was only part of the Naturalist role. Thankfully it wasn't a mandatory part, it was a major part was finding the animals, tracking them, taking pictures of them, and Rockstar discussed how excited they were about doing this. It's also interesting in the interview, they actually said they were more excited about photography than they were about Lawman versus Outlaws. So I guess that's why they made that update so much of a priority and released the Naturalist and photography role first. In this same interview, Rockstar discussed the other role they would love to add to the game and also talked about some changes to the honor system. They said utilizing the bounty system, the honor system, and trying that with all our roles in the future where the player can be a villain, could join a gang, or decide to take the side of a lawman if we did something like that. So Rockstar having to update the way the honor system works to allow for that new content is what I believe Rockstar meant when they talked about new extensions and augmentations were happening to an existing role in Red Dead Online. And when you think about it, the honor system, I feel like it doesn't really work the way it's intended to. You could shoot up the whole of Valentine and then feed your horse a couple of carrots and it's like nothing ever happened. I don't even specifically try to play honorably in the game, yet I'm always at max honor. I'm pretty sure the only way to get negative honor is if you're just going around griefing everyone. Rockstar also went on to say, when planning future roles and other content, we think about the world in key areas: exploration, capitalism, wildlife and nature, pastimes and bounty hunting style activities, which are an offshoot of the law depending on how honorably you play. We love the idea that at some point a highly ranked bounty hunter could become a lawman. So far the roles have touched on a few of those ideas, but there's a lot more to do. And I think there's actually a whole lot Rockstar could really do with the whole lawman sheriff angle for a role. They could introduce robberies. That's still something from the single player we haven't seen introduced into Red Dead Online yet, is the ability to rob shops, to be able to rob trains, to rob banks, pull off heists and things like that. We've seen in my video yesterday there was some mentions in the game code of money bags being added into the game and bringing your money bags back to your camp, and there was stats tracking those robberies, so potentially this could tie into that role. There's also potential here for some really awesome property ownership. Imagine being able to own, a sheriff station in the game, being able to customize it, make it your own, and even being able to upgrade it as you become a more higher and respected lawman or sheriff. Rockstar also went on to discuss how they'd combat griefing in Red Dead Online and talked about the kind of role-playing with villains without ruining the experience for others. Rockstar said that it actually needs to incentivize both being honourable and dishonourable in the game from a role-playing perspective and carefully balance the pros and cons from these potentially opposing factions. According to some of the rumours from Grand Theft Auto Online, there was actually supposed to be a cops and robbers themed update, however it seems that has either been scrapped or cut content at this point, so potentially Rockstar could have a huge opportunity to do something similar in Red Dead Online. Just imagine different types of gangs with lawmen and also outlaws, having sort of like dynamic battles around Red Dead Online would be super cool. This could also introduce a whole bunch of new weapons into the game, maybe even also some new vehicles. Just imagine being able to own a wagon with a Maxim gun on the back of it. I also asked you guys in a post on my community tab what you'd like to see within a lawman role, and actually thousands of you guys responded to this, so you guys left some really great suggestions on some gameplay aspects you'd like to see. A lot of you would like to see cops and robbers kind of theme. I know the bounty hunter role kind of tried to introduce this, where you can get player bounties, and if players rack up as, I think it's over a $20 bounty or something like that, you can be able to actually go after them and you can claim the bounty on their head, but this system just doesn't really work. I play Red Dead Online every single day, and it's literally so rare that I ever see the option to get a player bounty. Do let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see from a lawman role in Red Dead Online. I think my biggest hope would be an update that provides, repeatable content that you can play over long term. The naturalist role unfortunately just isn't that. Once you're level 20 in the naturalist role, there's really no point to ever sedate an animal ever again. The samples are basically only worth a couple of dollars and aren't even worth your time gathering. You're much better using those animals for your passive businesses such as your trader. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please take a second to leave it a like. It really helps support my YouTube channel. And if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future breaking Red Dead news. Have a good one guys, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.